What's up guys, this is Cannondale and today we're gonna be talking about Cannondale handmade in USA, like this one and this super strong one, and Cannondale made in Taiwan, like this one and the one here. So I'm gonna be traveling quite a lot around the room today to show you everything. As you might already know, I am a big fan of Cannondale, but it doesn't mean that I don't see some bad things maybe happening with their bikes and the quality, I guess. So let's just start with the bikes from 2015. These two, Cannondale Cat 10 and that one, Cannondale Control, are being produced in Taiwan. And Cannondale has been doing it for quite a few years now. No longer handmade in USA. And just to be clear, Cannondale Cat 10, this is my training bike. I absolutely love it. I bought it after riding Cat 8, which I loved as well. And I'm gonna stick with this bike as long as the frame lasts, and I hope it will really last like forever, because this was the aluminum Cannondale quality. But there are some things I see and I don't like about these bikes. So components is a different topic. I'm gonna tell you a few words about components on this Cannondale Cat 10 just at the end, but let's start with the frame sets of the bikes being produced by Cannondale in Taiwan. Now the first one is fork, and we will skip this topic because well, we don't have to skip it. The fork is absolutely amazing. It's light, it's stiff, the handling of the bike is just really superb. The graphics and design and everything. This is carbon fork with carbon blades and carbon steering tube. Lovely, nothing bad to say about this construction. But then we have the frame, and again, in terms of technology, Cannondale, from the times when it had been producing its bike in the US, made a huge progress, and this frame is super light. It's as stiff as it should be and still quite comfortable for riding. But this is also a topic that I covered in another video. But if we look at the welds, we can see that perhaps Cannondale is somewhat saving some time when producing these bikes. What about welds? The Cannondale has been really well known for making a super aluminum frames with very smooth and even welds, and I don't see it anymore on this bike actually. Okay, the weld, let's say it's not bad, it's quite smooth. I would say it's okay, but if we look at the welds here, I believe that this connection with so wide upper tube, and then the seat stays, and the seat tube is really difficult to be made, but still we can see that these were just a little bit smoothened, and that's all. And let's just look at the frame that were made in US a long time ago. All right, this one here, this is a Cannondale F600 from our project for $400. I am a big fan of these Delta V frames that were known as Killer V later. That one up there, I will show you. And this one is from 1995. Did Cannondale improve their welds? Well, when we see this white frame, I painted white, and you can see any imperfection here. The welds are quite smooth. These are also very difficult, because you can see how big the weld here is, or this one here, because when two tubes are being connected under a sharp angle, the weld will be very long, but it is very well done. And also here, the connection of the seat stay and seat tube and the upper tube is just superb. I would say this is lovely. Yeah, but there are also some imperfections here. If we look at the weld Here, for example, you can see everything on the white color. There were some things that could be made better, or here it's just fine, it's just smooth here, but here on the side could be a little bit better. So this is 1995. I think it was one of the best frames at that time. But then when we look at 1998, actually, I saw some improvements on the welding. Because even though the frame is black, I can tell you that I can feel that the welds are even smoother than those on the 3 years older bike. And also this one here and this one here looks just great. For me, those frames were strong enough and light enough. So if I'm gonna be like top 10 in my country on this frame, I will be top 10 on Cannondale FSI, believe me. Let's just compare those welds here. Maybe you can see that the welds on the black frame are smoother, are better, a little bit better, I would say. Here's the white one, here's the black one. Like on the black one, you won't see such uneven weld and such like little holes. And also when we look at the welds here on the bottom bracket, you can see that this is made very even. This is very even and smooth welding. It's smoother than the one here. If you take a closer look at this, you can see here, like, you see here, this one is, this place is, here the weld is wider than the whole weld there, and you won't find such, it's not a mistake, but such imperfections on the other frame. I've been riding Cannondale for many years and I really saw improvement, and I saw that the frames after year were being made better. What about the frames that a Cannondale is producing right now after 15 or 18 years? These are different styles and you will see also different welds on the frame, but let's start with my favorite one, my really beloved Cannondale Cat 10. If you look at the welds at the bottom bracket, very important weld, it's looking nice, it's quite even and okay, but just look at the frame I have here. Once again, this one is even smoother. And just pay a closer attention to the bridges of the welds. The one much older is actually, now when we look here, you can see that someone was trying to make those welds a little bit smoother, but it's not as smooth as the welds that we will find here. So yes, I understand it takes more time and dedication to make such high quality welds, and even though the frame, the Cannondale Cat 10 frame is great and is a huge step forward in terms of technology, I'm pretty much sure that the older ones were just better quality. Now there is one thing being made much better on the new Cannondale frames than on the old ones. When you see the cable stops here, this actually looks quite ugly. These aren't smooth, these aren't even. Those welds are just to make those cable stops stick to the frame. The other one, the black one, looks better actually. There is some improvement, but when we look at the cable stops on the new frames of Cannondale, these are just super smooth and looking very cool. But there is no welds there. There is no welds there. Now, one very difficult connection in the frame is the dropout in the rear, and this one is really a great job, I would say. These are very smooth, and this is very difficult to make all that shaping and this little and very tiny welds, this is just awesome. This is awesome job. Great, Cannondale. All right, now just maybe a last thing about the welds and we'll move to another topic. The welds in the Cannondale contour are different because you can actually see the welds here. They are not as smooth, but let's say maybe that was the plan, you know, that was the plan to make those welds and the frame look more industrial, and it's fine, it's okay. These are quite even. I love the welds on my lefty. When you look here, it's very even. It doesn't have to be smooth, it's just well done. It's just well done. Also the axle is just fine. But now there are two places in this Cannondale control that I don't like. And here Cannondale welded like 1, 2, 3 parts. This one in the middle is very small. It's the adapter for the racks. And the welds here are far from being smooth, really far from being smooth. Those don't look nice. They just look like someone did the welding and then did, and it just looks like this. I strongly believe that this is a very strong welding, because the frame in this control is actually very strong, and it's you know, heavy rider ready. But again, this bike would cost way over $1,000, and it's one buy with Alivio derailleur and Altus brakes, and that's it. So for the price, the welds here is just, you know, saving money on us customers. And one more thing is here, it's all about the internal cable routing. You can see this made in Taiwan here. So we've got a hole here in order to let the wire to the rear derailleur go out, and it's also prepared for the front one if you want to have one. But the hole here is quite huge. There is no sealing here, so it's not sealed. There will be a lot of water and you know, the dirt coming in. And when we look at the tubes inside there, they weren't painted. So I'm not sure if Cannondale did prepare the aluminum for many years of use in mud and water, but if there is no like primer even on these tubes, then it's not really well done. So these are the welds of Cannondale, and here you can see my used Trek 1.2, which is I guess a Cat 8 equivalent. It's on Shimano Sora. Can you see the welds? These are actually much smoother than on my Cat 10 bike, both here and here. These are just very smooth and very well done. But again, here my Cannondale is better. So is Cannondale producing their bikes in Taiwan in order to make us customers more happy and save our money? Somehow I don't think so, because this handmade in USA bicycle on Shimano XT and LX and DD60 fork, which was really like high-end at that time, would cost around 900 euros. And today it wouldn't be any cheaper. It would be actually more expensive. Maybe everything is getting more expensive, but I'm not pretty much sure that this is all for us customers, you know, to be happy that we are buying good quality in less price, or at least at the same price after years. All right. And the last thing about Cannondale here, perhaps many of you have seen the Cannondale video about the old one, about their you know, production process and the laboratory that they have. And we customers, we were told that Cannondale is testing all the components from other brands in order to see whether they could use them on their bikes, because some of these components would not just qualify, you know, because they were not good enough. Well, this Cannondale Cat 10 on Shimano 105 isn't that good in my opinion, because I would really rather like my old Tiagra and Sora, because these shifters don't shift very well. They really don't. And the other thing is the wheels. Of course, at this price point, the wheels won't be like, you know, super duper Mavic Serum SL, but just look at this. You can see the cassette, you know, moving around a lot. So this free hub is actually very bad. I would not qualify this wheel to be used on a super Cannondale Cat 10 bike. And the other thing is that I loved Cannondale because Cannondale would always lead in the field. But now Cannondale is also following some trends that I don't like. And one of these is this internal cable routing. Again, that was the problem there, some problem I think, with the internal cable routing. And here, why would Cannondale follow the trend of putting the cable stop on the head tube of the frame and not here? Like on that Cannondale, you can see the cable stop is a little bit further, and the wire is making a nice curve, making the shifting just, you know, smooth and well. And here it just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I have to tell you that when I took the bike from the cartoon, the wire was already broken. It is broken, and you can already see a rust here. So I don't like the curve that the wiring is taking here. When I'm turning the wheel, the wire is not only, you know, turning a lot, but it's twisting as well. So this cable routing is not well done. This cable stop should be further here, or even on the other side of the frame. I loved what Cannondale was doing with these frames. It was that the wire from the right side would go over to the left side of the frame and stop here, and the one from the left side would go to the right side, and then those wires would crisscross under the main tube, and everything was just smooth. Why changing it? It was so good. This one is not good for me. So being super light and even comfortable is not everything that the customer is seeking for. I know maybe the customers or us are also you know, focusing so much on weight and shaving 30 grams, 20 grams, 15 grams. Believe me, I was riding my Cat 8 with Sora and Tiagra, and I wasn't faster than on this Cat 10. I love both bikes, and I will stick to this one. But you know, 15 grams, 20 grams, 100 grams will not make you any difference. It's all about your fitness, and our bikes should be, you know, durable, should be made well, and should give us the feeling that we have a high quality product. Alrighty. Well, I'm not saying that Cannondale is no longer a high quality product, but I can see many spots when at the price that Cannondale is asking for those bikes made in Taiwan can be changed. So this was pretty much what I wanted to tell you today. And what are your opinions about Cannondale brand, or maybe other brands changing over the years? You can put your comments below the video and we'll talk about it. See you soon. Bye.